Our next author, Tafeta, I assume that's how it's pronounced. We had one of their works before, so this is the second one of theirs. The previous one we had of theirs was 2370. 2370. It's the one where like the person's future self comes back and basically tells them like what could happen so that they can prevent it. Like they basically just use their future selves to help the Foundation now. At first it was to help themselves, of course, but then after a while they like realized, oh, we can help the Foundation to prevent like breaches and death and all that stuff. So they're doing that. Them and their future self helping the Foundation out. Yes. So Tafeta wrote The Well and the Pit. It's the afternoon for you? Gotcha. Okay, The Well and the Pit. Here we go. I can only... Ooh, it's gonna be a rough read, I tell you what. Because I'm already like feeling the exhaustion of the day hitting me, but we shall get it done. Object Class Euclid Special Containment Procedures MTF Roll 93 says, say it ain't so cool. Are currently responsible for having copies of SB 2495 circulated in academic publication removed from, and the persons responsible for the publication detained and amnesticized. An archival copy of SCP 2495 has been stored on the internal hazardous documents database, which, with level 2 personnel and above, being able to view selected excerpts of the full text. -A is to be contained in a standard Type B humanoid containment chamber inside 43. Researchers is in face-to-face contact with -A must change into a supplied full-body garment to prevent it from using its precognitive abilities in a potential compromising manner. In addition to this, researchers should not be exposed to predictions of the event dimension or otherwise relate to them so as to avoid undue emotional impact as a result of predicted event. -A is currently undergoing treatment for anxiety and insomnia caused by its anomalous abilities, and as such is required to attend weekly appointments with its assigned psychiatrist, currently Dr. Adelaide Kayam, humanoid anomaly specialist. I'm definitely not going to read all this. Especially because I'm not sure if this is at all important to what we're reading right now. Doesn't look like it. Maybe, or maybe it is. I don't know. Description: SB 2495 is a novel interpretation of James Joyce's novel Ulysses, first published in the Journal of Modern Literature by the University of Dublin student named Myrna Callaghan, now -A. The interpretation analyzes the novel from a linguistic point of view using natural language processing techniques and other advanced computing concepts to further a thesis about the novel as commentary on the relationship between the modern Irishman and the Irish language. Okay. And processing has a footnote that says, a field of computer science that focuses on the interaction between computers and natural human languages, particularly focusing on the task of having computers process language input meaningfully. Started in 2020, started recording after the 460s, and then started streaming, I would say, potentially 50 SCPs after that. My best friend introduced it to me, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna read the 01s first. My friend was like, I wouldn't recommend that. And I was like, oh, we'll do it in numerical order, dude. there's numbers. Gotta follow it in numerical order, and ever since then I've been doing that. Of course, the first year I have not fully committed to reading 10 SCPs. I just kind of like read whenever I had a chance. So 2021 was like the year where I truly tried to like, okay, let me actually try to get this, like, let me focus on doing it. It was also COVID time, so there was nothing else to do. I mean, there was some other things to do, but this was something new for me. Okay. SCP-2495 causes all those who read and comprehend its full text to gain heightened pattern recognition abilities over the course of several months. Initially, this simply manifests as an increased ability to recognize patterns in simple data such as numeric sequences. Over time, the extent of this increases drastically so that the affected subjects are capable of identifying seed values of the pseudo-random number generators and performing other highly difficult patterns recognition-based tasks. As SCP-2495 infection progresses, subjects report an increase in migraines, elevated blood pressure, and insomnia, presumably as a result of the compulsive pareidolia that affects them. Amnestic treatments have proven generally effective at curing SCP-2495 infection at any stage, with -A being the sole observed exception to this. -A is a 27-year-old human female of Irish descent weighing approximately 83 kilograms and standing 155 centimeters tall. He claims its infection predates the completion of SCP-2495, possibly as a result of the events portrayed in materials recovered from its apartment. See Addendum 1. Oh god, I have an itchy leg right now. Due to the abnormally advanced condition, it experiences debilitating migraines when using its side for even minutes at a time, and has been provided with protective sunglasses to prevent those from reoccurring. In addition to the abilities common to SCP-2495 infected subjects, -A exhibits mild precognitive abilities, which they claim is a direct result of its prolonged exposure to SCP-2495. When it has a line of sight with objects of personal significance to an individual, -A is capable of making accurate predictions about incidents that an individual will be involved with up to 3 hours in the future. Oh damn, okay. The specificity of these predictions appear to be proportional with the quantity of these objects it can see and the degree of significance to the individual in question. These abilities do not allow it to make predictions about events that will happen to it, or future events that will otherwise involve it. It is unknown if these additional abilities are the result of extremely advanced SCP-2495 infection, or some external factor unique to -A. Addendum 1. Discovery and recovered material. -A initially came to the Foundation of the Foundation after its appearance in 2015 and subsequent reappearance in its apartment. At the time, it has been found amnesiac and suffering from symptoms reminiscent of those involved in Class A amnestic overdose, including amnesia that prevented it from remembering significant amounts of time period from 2010 to 2015. That's 5 years gone, though. Damn. Despite this, it was still cognizant of its anomalous abilities and those of SCP-2495. After both these pieces of information were verified, -A was taken into containment and civilians exposed to SCP-2495 amnesticized. During the initial raid on -A's apartment, 6 documents were found on its laptop believed to be previous iterations on SCP-2495. Each document had an accompanying plaintext file tilted in the format changelog iteration number .txt text, basically, most likely comments from -A relating to the creation of the iteration. These documents are as follows. So we have iteration 1, date of change, 2011, 6th, 13th, summary of version. An outline of a thesis on a natural language processing project, presumably for the computer science degree -A, was undertaken prior to being placed in containment. The thesis details a way to use pattern finding algorithms to improve parsing of language input by a human user, providing a pseudocode algorithm presumably written for the purpose set. For the purpose, said pseudocode is heavily obfuscated and nonsensical, with numerous aberration of unknown meaning composition in much of its body. And here we have a changelog. I've heard of serendipity before, but I don't think I've ever heard of it ever coming when you're dissociating hard enough to break your sorry, there was a bot there for a hot second. Figured out a really rough way of clutching together my final work for my thesis and some advanced math stuff that's been sloshing my head during my talks with Nat. Slapped down some pseudocode with the idea hit me, and that's just about all I've copied down so far. Probably gonna take a lot of hammering away to get this into workable form. Might ask Nat if the idea is sound. Got to play the math major hand you dealt. Iteration, date of change. Okay, so the second iteration is 2012, 1st, 13th. While still generally the same as iteration 1, several section titles have been corrupted, and the section containing the pseudocode mentioned above has been expanded significantly. The title page now claims that the thesis was co-written by both -A and a POY named Natalia Iannucci. Iannucci was a registered student of the University of Dublin for 3 years prior to her disappearance under unknown circumstances. Foundation-led investigation is ongoing. Changelog 2. Going to have to make this a lot shorter than normal. Feel like other shit. Words on the page feel sticky to the touch now. My stomach turns just having to reread this thing for spelling errors. Have I got an intellectual hangover? What the hell was in that book Nat showed me the other day? Whatever's behind my eyelids looks pink now. Can't go to sleep. 1425. Hold on. 1425. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I vaguely recall that one. It was definitely about a book that makes you like your dreams come true, but then like your essence gets like drained out of your body. Duration 3, 2012, 1st 15th. A chapter of the thesis outlined in iteration 1, titled "Practical Implementation of Solomonov Induction-Based Concept," presumably intended to showcase a piece of code that would perform Solomonov induction. The section that would contain this code contains only heavily corrupted data and excerpts from other critics' analysis of uses. The footnote says, a method of prediction based on logical observation, example predicting the next symbol in a given series, that could theoretically predict the most likely hypothesis to explain any event, providing this event based on computable probability distribution. Changelog. We read Nat's book today as we listen to old jazz. The drums sound like coins against steel drums as I read. The pink light behind my eyes gets far more focused now, which helps with the idea. Pattern matching, sorry. That itch in my nose was just so bad, I had to like really dig for it. The drums sound like coins against steel drums as I read in the pink light, yep. Pattern matching. My silver wants a strawberry milkshake. Okay, let me real quick. There we go. Back at it. That's the conceit of the thing, that it can find patterns at the heart of things, no matter what kind of interference it's given. When all I have is 532 words, mess of handwritten notes to capture this idea, whatever light it had no longer shines through. But refine it, tease the pure algorithm inside from the clumsy words I wrote to set it down, and the light shines harder and brighter than ever before. And as for how I refine it, apply the light to itself, dirty and scuffed at first, but brighter and more pure as time goes on. Start finding little pieces of that pattern with what I have to go on. Use those small fragments to uncover more. Rinse, repeat, and it all falls into place. It needs to be unit tested, though. If it can decrypt the simple madness of the modernist, then its own internal workings should be no different. Iteration 4, 2013-12. First, a PDF copy of James Joyce's Ulysses with identical text to the Project Gutenberg version. The only difference between the Project Gutenberg PDF and this iteration is a number of functionality meaningless edits to metadata attached to the file. Changelog 4. Had to get around to this version eventually. Had to get this one over with as fast as possible. Cement the idea in my mind lest the force get in through the cracks and dislodge it. Not going to write any more in this revision, not that I have the inspiration to do that anyway. The light is darkest before the dawn. Yeah? Sagrada Familia. Okay, that's later down the line. Oof. Number 5, 2014, 5th, 25th. This version consists of a PDF of several hundred scanned pages of handwritten notes, as well as printouts of statistics derived from computer analysis of Ulysses. Ulysses. How do I actually keep saying it differently?
Ulysses.
Ulysses, yeah, that's what it was. Anatomical diagrams of Hans' description of the Sagrada Familia, copied verbatim from a travel guide owned by -A, and sketches of a 5-sided fractal figure feature prominently within the handwritten portion of the document. Only 12 pages of these notes actually mention Ulysses. All of them make reference to it as the 4th imperfect compilation. Changelog number 5. Took a trip to London with Nat to immerse myself in the atmosphere and architecture. Helped more than I thought it would. The underground looked beautiful from outside, and falling asleep within it was even better. The rails captured dreams like thieves, and I could focus for once, just letting the sound of them relax me as I went to work on my notebook again. The number gets easier to manage in the head if you can see them in the light, and the patterns looked far clearer this time when I read over it again. I know this is in the final draft, not by half. The lens I've placed over the light focuses it in all the wrong ways, and a broken lens is usual no matter how much dirt you clean off its surface. Still, even when all the wrong curves get highlighted, the shape's still beautiful. Tried overlaying that new outline over one of Nat's scarves and a couple of her shirts. Saw her burning mouth and on coffee with her phone reading 26th of May. All I have to see whether the shape draws out what I think it does in the morning. I need sleep sometime. Can't see the outline I'm working for as clearly when I've been up 23 hours without rest. And then we have the last iteration, 26, 2014, 9th, 10th, SB2495's current state. Changelog 6. There are some good ideas. There are bad ideas, and there are ideas on both ends of the spectrum so far away from normal we can't fucking conceive of them without the aid of psychedelics, and they spread even better than anything else. Oh, that's we're getting there soon. That's actually next weekend. That's an SP next weekend. Cool. This is an idea I caught while I was sleepless and depressed, and now that I've pulled it back to earth, bound and strapped it down to the table with words and sentences and paragraphs, it's gonna wreak havoc on my head and those of the people around me. It's been stretching and bending and breaking my mind to make space for it inside my skull, and now there are five singing above me and 7 below me, and I have to keep digging downwards. There's truth. There's truth at the center of all this confusion of narratives that my words only serve to worsen. There's a pattern that contains all other patterns. There's a great pink light at the bottom of this ocean floor, and I'm going to find it. A professor's going to read this, and she's going to peek through the slits in the curtains in the light, and the light will sing to her right this time. But even this is just a chain for others with nothing on its end. We'll see how heavy these words can get when they have some weight behind them. 6 layers deep, 1 to go. The well awaits. Oh, that's a couple months away. Oops, don't look at it. Damn it. No data on Dash 8's computer has been found to originate from a point in time later than the 10th of September 2014. The reason for this is unknown. Alright. That one is a little bit more confusing to me, maybe because I'm slowly but surely getting a little bit more exhausted. But let me just read one of the paragraphs again. Out of the ones we read, or out of all, because I don't really have favorites. In general, I don't have favorites. The one I would say I enjoyed the most was definitely you see, I think the first 3 were pretty good. I think the first 3 we had today were pretty good. Because we got hit with one that was actually terrifying. We got hit with one that was funny. And then one that was wholesome. So that I would say those 3 were pretty good. And I'm not going to say overall, because out of 2,495 SCPs, picking 1 or 2 or 3. There's so many good ones. There's so many good ones. Even the ones that not as respected in the community or liked in the community, I think some of them can be very entertaining and fun. The concept of a read, but anyway, we're in that direction. I really don't know what to say to this one, because I'm a little bit confused with the. I understand that you get precognitive abilities, and it hurts you. And I assume that's why the eyes got pink with them, because like that was a way to stop the pain. This was titled what again? The Well and the Pit. Let me look at the SCP explained if there's like any more information on this, because I want to do the author's justice and actually understand their work. That's the one that doesn't have one. Oh well. I apologize to. This was TL. This was Tafeta. I apologize to you that I don't fully understand this one. It could be because I'm a little bit tired. But I do understand that you get a pattern of cognition and some precognitive abilities that seems to be painful. Causes the person to gain pattern recognition and precognitive abilities. Just a little bit confuzzled how it fully works though. Pick one by random, you said. Oh god. Pick one by random. I mean, one that I really had a really good time with in the 2400s was the family one. It was the A Friendly Family 2422. I really had a good time with that one. Is that the best one? I don't really critique or view things like that. I'm a person. I mean, the only reason why I can even do this to begin with is because I tend to enjoy whatever I get to do anyway. Like video games, movies, music, books. I enjoy no matter how good or bad it is. I can agree with criticism, and I can also give something criticism, but I will never pull favorites or pull saying like, oh, this is absolute garbage. Because if I don't have that mindset, I would have stopped a long time ago. I would have been like, okay, after like 200 SCPs, I'm like, I'm done. Yeah, I'm at 2496 now. Yeah,